Welcome back. If part one was about building the relational resume, that inner architecture beneath your achievements, part two is about confidence. And it's not the performative confidence. It's not the resume confidence. It's not the I crushed it confidence. But this is more about self-trust. And this is the kind that doesn't disappear when the room gets quiet. After class, I had a young man come up to me, and he's highly decorated, externally impressive. I didn't know to the extent until later, but I did take note quickly that he was extremely well polished. And he had a resume that gained attention. His question to me was breathtaking because here is someone staring at me, asking a question that I think most everyone in that classroom probably wanted to ask, but didn't know how to. And he would be the last person that would ask this question. And that's what I absolutely loved about it. And he said, if confidence isn't built from achievement, then where does it come from? Because I've achieved a lot and I still don't feel it. Now, that is a very brave question because what he was really saying is, listen, I've done all the things. I've done everything right. And I still don't feel enough. I don't even know who I am. And this, my friends, is the struggle beneath the struggle for so many. Because we are producing these incredibly capable humans who are privately unconvinced, unknowing of their inherent value and worth. And that gap between performance and self-possession, this is where so much anxiety, so much of the hustle lives. So we're going to move on to pillar 5. In part 1, we talked about 4 of those. Pillar 5 is true confidence and self-trust. We have confidence backwards, and we think that if I achieve, I will believe. Fake it till you make it, right? But confidence isn't that, and it's not built from applause. It's built from identity. Kelly Brogan, another holistic psychiatrist that I very much appreciate, speaks about self-responsibility, not self-blame, but ownership of our internal world. And what she really touches on is that confidence is not, I always win. Confidence is, I can handle what comes. I'll build the bridge as I go. I'm okay in this moment. I might not know, but I'm resourceful. I figure things out. It's this knowing that I can feel rejection, I can tolerate uncertainty, I can repair after I misstep, I can survive disappointment, I can grow beyond who I was yesterday. That is confidence. Esther reminds us that security in relationships doesn't come from control, but it comes from the ability to repair. The same is true internally. Self-trust is built every time you repair with yourself. So every time you say, that didn't go how I wanted, but I'm still here. I'm okay. I'm figuring this out. I'm going to brush myself off, maybe curl up in a ball for a little bit, and then get back at it. Get back in the ring, right? Confidence is accumulated evidence of resilience. It's not applause, it's not status, it's not comparison. It is resilience. And it's also doing things that might not be that we're most naturally inclined at. We often don't feel that same kind of satisfaction, and we don't grow in the same way when we're doing something that we're exceptionally good at, naturally inclined at, and it doesn't move the needle in the same way as something that we do that brings up in us all sorts of our wounds, all sorts of our struggles and insecurities, and grows us from the inside out as we go towards whatever that goal is, whatever that thing is that whatever particular outcome we are desiring, right? So for me, I think about, where did my confidence really take root? It was doing something I'd never done before, and it was doing something that was meaningful and purposeful for me, but it was also scary as shit. And that was growing my business. It was becoming the CEO of my company, being an entrepreneur. Incredible. But oh my God, what that brings up in someone, right? And certainly for me. And what an enormous gift it has been in my growth and my development. And the same is true for this darn podcast. When I first started this, I was like, what am I doing? Who am I to be doing this? And I still struggle in showing up in a way to say, does this really matter? Do people really care? But I'm here, and I'm so glad to be here. So this segues into pillar 6, self-compassion without self-pity. So let's clarify something important here. Self-compassion is not self-pity. Self-pity says, this shouldn't be happening to me. Poor me. I'm stuck. I'm powerless. I can't win. Doesn't matter what I do. Self-criticism says, this is my fault. I'm defective. I'm broken. I should be better. I'm the problem. I give up. What's the point? And then, my friends, self-compassion, the gold. Self-compassion says, this is hard, and I can do hard things. I'm capable. I'll figure this out. I can get resourceful. I can seek support. I don't have to do this alone. So Ellen Vora talks about how resistance amplifies distress. And what I appreciate so much about this is that when we resist reality, when we argue with what is, our nervous system, it escalates, it activates. So self-compassion reduces the fight, that internal fight, because it says, yes, this hurts. Yes, this is uncomfortable, and I am not powerless. So what self-pity collapses in us, which is agency, and self-criticism weaponizes with awareness, self-compassion, it integrates both awareness and power. And here's why this matters for confidence. You cannot build confidence on shame and blame. You cannot build self-trust while attacking yourself. Compassion is not indulgence, because a lot of people think it is. You don't have to be an asshole to yourself and be super critical of yourself or fall into self-pity to get yourself to generate action, results. Compassion, this offers stability. It offers accountability. It's what allows you to grow without fracturing. And that is something that I want you to get stronger and better at, starting today. Compassion. Who would have thought? Pillar 7, my friends, is failure as identity expansion. And what this means really is that, as Gabor says, much of our drive comes from unmet needs. So what drives us out there in the world is coming from a place that feels less than. There's an unmet need in us. And when we chase success to fill a wound, failure becomes existential. But when we chase growth, failure becomes instructional. So failure is not evidence of incapability, my friends. It is evidence of expansion. The only danger is making failure mean something's wrong with me. I am not enough. I am not capable. I do not belong. So high performers, they don't necessarily fall off the wagon less. but they return faster. They return without drama, without identity collapse. Because the real skill is not avoiding the fall, but it's returning without shame. It's reflecting, it's adjusting, it's trying again. That trifecta is key for anything, for anyone out there who's trying to do big and hard things. Reflect, adjust, try again. That's maturity, and that is identity evolution. So here's the integration, my friends. Designing your life is not about controlling outcomes. It's about becoming someone who can hold outcomes. Career, love, impact, leadership. If your internal architecture is fragile, success will expose it. If your roots are deep, success will expand you. Confidence is not loud. It doesn't need to be. It's regulated, it's steady, it's grounded, and it's the quiet knowing that says, I can stay, I'm okay, breathe. So here are some reflection prompts for all of you, dear listeners out there. In light of part 1, part 2, these are some things to consider. Let these land. Where am I still tying my worth to achievement? What belief about myself is driving my ambition? What uncomfortable feeling am I avoiding right now? Where have I already proven that I can grow? And what would change if I trusted myself more than I feared failure? What if I welcomed failure? What if I made that mean I'm expanding, I'm growing, I'm showing up? Imagine. You are not behind. You are not broken. You're not late. It is never too late. You are becoming, my friends, and becoming is not about perfection. It's about integration. Integration of ambition and wholeness, integration of vulnerability and strength, integration of failure and resilience. So go and design your life, but more importantly, design the self who will live in it, who will live it, and build her, build him, build you, strong enough to hold the life you want. And watch out. Tie a knot and hang on, my friends, and breathe. And know, as I always say, I will be cheering for you every step of the way. So much love.